I'm Jason Setney, and this is Working for Wyoming. In this episode, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our education system. Currently, the United States is ranked 14th in the world overall. While that's better than where we were a few years ago, it's still not good enough. I am also a firm believer in the fact that states and local school boards should control what our kids are learning. It shouldn't be the federal government dictating what's being taught in schools or certain curriculums. We shouldn't get involved in Common Core, which is in the best interests of the educational industrial complex. And we shouldn't let somebody in Washington that sits in a cubicle all day tell us how to raise our kids and have our kids taught. It's just not right. The states need to control our educational system. States across this country are doing great things. Right here in Wyoming, Superintendent Balo is doing great things with our educational system. Now, she wouldn't have had that chance had SF 104 actually gone through and stripped the superintendent of public instruction of their authority, basically. There are certain opponents of mine that supported SF 104, and it would have damaged Wyoming education. I believe that Superintendent Balo is actually doing a great job, and she has some very innovative ideas. Now back to what I think about the educational system. I believe we need to look at countries more successful than us. Personally, I kind of like the Finnish plan. By the time you get done with your freshman year in high school, or a student gets done with their freshman year in high school, they will go one of two ways. They will either go the route of a college preparatory type schooling for the next 3 years, or they will go to more of a trade route over the next 3 years. In doing so, I believe we'll have a more work-ready workforce coming out of high school for those that really don't want to go to college or aren't the type of individuals that learn through books. They actually learn by doing. And it's a few simple techniques that will actually help us move forward and move towards the top country in the world in education. Now, this is the portion of the video where you, the viewer, get to ask me a question about whatever your political concerns are. Tim from Buffalo asks, if elected, and if you can get the national sales tax passed, how will that impact Wyoming? Well, Tim, I'm glad you asked that. Currently, the state of Wyoming takes in state and local sales tax. By adding in a national sales tax, it'd only be another step in the process. Now, second, that'll be collected by the Department of Revenue. The benefit of doing this is that we get our money first. The federal government can no longer do IOUs or back out on obligations they have to the states pertaining to highways, schools. They can no longer play the IOU game. Consider it trickle-up economics. I think this will benefit the state, and I think it's in the best interest of the state to elect somebody like me that's pushing for something like this. And if anyone else out there has any questions, you can send those to me at setneyforwyoming.org. God bless everyone. God bless the great state of Wyoming, and God bless our great nation. Thank you.